Hey, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, as the skip rolls. Uh, it's been a long day, guys. Very, very long day. Real far onto this today, but we wanted to go through and, uh, at least get this thing started, and then we'll work on this a little bit tomorrow and get it finished up. But Roadmaker, we're finally getting 2 years, buddy. I know it's been many, many months. As you are well aware, we've got the cabinet's already been redone on the outside as far as the top. Very, very sexy blue, by the way. So we're going to get this thing opened up. What we're actually going to be doing to this one for our customer is taking out the driver's section. The driver's section really hasn't been right in this thing for some time. It's actually more economical to go ahead and bypass the original drive section on this than what it is to repair it, since it's the old sweep tubes. So what we're going to do is actually bypass. So we're going to get this opened up, like I said, and start in on part of this today. We've got 2 more that went out today, or that will go out first thing in the morning, I should say. We finished up earlier today. So still got to empty that from earlier. So that's where we're at. There's already been a high capacity fan install on the back of this. So that's another upgrade that doesn't need to be done, thankfully. But finally, we get to this thing. I've got just a couple more that's just a hair older. Still need to go through those and get those finished up. Hey, good evening, Anthony. Man alive, guys. Mercy. There's a lot of weight sitting here. Now, I know this thing's been sitting here for many, 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 many months. Just want to make sure that there's no voltage that is still potentially sitting there. Switch out our tip here. It sounds like we got some locals talking. Yeah. Boy, you can tell the cold weather has started. Not just because it's cold outside, but because the CBs are starting to come back. So who all we got in there tonight? No, we got Anthony. I don't recognize the username, but hello. So if you would, feel free to go ahead and put your handle up there. That way I know who I'm looking at or conversating with here as we're going along. Now, this thing's been through a couple different people as far as it's worked on it. And the original drivers were actually changed out of this once before, and they used a different type of tube, and they tried to, I don't know what all they did, but that's what it's here for. So Eagle Eyes, okay. Hello, Bruce. I know RS is in there too. I know you can't wait, Bruce. Yours has made it into the second staging room, so to speak. So it'll be a while before we get to yours, but you're very much aware of that. I'm actually looking forward to that one too. Get some of these cords here out of my way too. But yeah, man, it's been a pretty busy day here. I've actually got quite a bit done. Called several people, talked to them on the phone. It's just been kind of a madhouse, but like I said, we've got quite a bit of progress done, so that's been absolutely wonderful. Turn that up just a little bit more. This one's actually kind of a budget repair. I know he's got a good chunk of money into it, so he wants it fixed right, but we're not actually going to pull all the components out. All we're going to do is do some bypassing and run some preliminary tests and stuff on it. But the days of the old sweep tubes are nearly at an end, guys. KC9 KUH, Wilmington's biggest mud duck. Well, I don't know about the biggest because I haven't seen yet, but I know we've got a few of them over in that neck of the woods. Yeah, I finally got that shockwave up off the ground, so maybe now I can hear more than just 20 or 30 miles. I know I've been able to hear walkie-talkie over here coming in and out of the Bloomington area there a few times here and there, so hopefully now whenever he's out and about, maybe I'll actually be able to hold a conversation with him. And that's been kind of the one big thing, man. It's been driving me absolutely nuts not having that antenna up in the air. It's been on the ground now for like 6 months. That has been just driving me batty. But I typically don't. We're gonna have to tilt this. Make life easier. Wish I had a scale that I knew would go big enough. I'd love to weigh this thing, man. It's got to be at least 50 or 60 pounds for these transformers. Yeah, 6146. Like I said, I don't hardly do anything with tube types anymore. You know, just kind of a thing of the past. At least, you know, in regard to the sweet tubes, anyways. You know, on occasions I'll get like a JB 2000 or something like that. I don't mind working on the small, what I call the small tube type. You know, as far as something small like that, but the big ones, I'm just not really set up to do that. You know, in the last 20 plus odd years, I've just not had enough call for it. So, you know, I've just never invested the equipment to, you know, go too awful huge. Oh, okay, Brian. Now, see, that tells me a lot more. Yeah, so you know Tiny and a few of the others that are over in that way. Yeah, I didn't make it to the Ham Fest this last go around. You know, they're in Bloomington, so Jesus, Pete, man, man, oh man, where to go, where to go, where to go? Oof. Mm-mm-mm. All right. We've still got the old clattery squirrel fan that pulls air in, shoots the air up from the top, and we've got this one back here that somebody's installed for um, more air. I wish I knew what the values of both of these were as far as on the airflow. I'd really like to have those matched. That way we could go ahead and have the pressure correct across it. All right, so we've got our drive tune circuit here. Goes in over to our little pattern down here below. All right, so man, I didn't realize that board was that jacked up. Hmm. So let's get in here and start doing some testing. All right, so we know which way our radio input is, as far as on which one of our inputs here. So input, output. Um, so what I'm actually going to do is we're going to come off of this. We're going to test this, which should be our red and white wire here. Should come off of a relay here, go through our input tune, and then directly into the main board. So that's actually what we're going to test for first and see where this goes, and then we'll start pulling some of these other parts and other components out so we can do the bypass. Um, the other tubes, to the best of our knowledge, they're good, which I'll pull the tester out tomorrow. We'll test the tubes. We're just going to try to get everything apart tonight, see where we're at. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, Brian, for sure. One of the things that I hope, as far as next year, and I had forgot about it until it was too late on both the one for Bloomington and the one for Bedford. I would have liked to have went to both of those. It's been years since I've been to the one over in Bloomington. And I really enjoyed going to the one over in Bloomington years ago. I know they're not super huge like the one up in Columbus, but using that. I hate these boards, guys. Whoever designed this board for the relay system, they should have been taken out back, drawed, and quartered. So we've got this, which is our pass-through tune for sure. But I got a feeling we're going to wind up pulling that board back off before this is all said and done, because that's just not right. Alright. A lot of people showed up Yeah, I don't know. I know the Bedford used to be a huge deal once upon a time. What he sent? Yeah, guys, I don't get any peace until after about 10 o'clock. So, all right. Get that out of the way for sure. All right, so we'll resolder that later. Jeez, Pete's guys. And granted, I've seen worse, but I'm just not sure with what they got going on here. But it's really interesting as far as the way they've got it set up because they've actually got from the factory, these are actually inductor coils right here to go into each one of these tubes. Since these are grid fed tubes, they've actually got inductance coils for each one of these tubes pre-made onto the circuit board. I always thought that really neat, especially considering the fact that most of these that I've always worked on were always the old home brews. So, that was always kind of interesting. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and remove this. We're going to be putting some new coax in anyways. Out with the old and in with the new. got that set up. Yeah, they really just didn't want us to sit there and work on this stuff once they built it. Well, that's always sucks. We're having problems with the server again. Yeah, I seen the other day, I seen where Luke was having some problems too.
Smell that frozen, whatever it is.
Let's just make our lives easy. Like I said, we're going to be replacing this anyways. You would think, guys, that as much as what these cost back in the 70s and 80s, you would think they would have used a whole lot better method. It's not as bad as we thought. Not as bad as we thought. Let's turn our iron up a little hotter. Yeah, it's about that time. Okay. Are going to be doing reworking some of this wiring too, guys. And we'll take our little label off whenever we get a little closer to finished and get it back together. All right. Well, I know that doesn't look like a whole lot, guys. You know, the biggest thing that I wanted to do tonight was get it apart, get some of this assessed as far as what was going on with it, take some mental pictures, get part of this pulled apart, where we can get in there and do some more testing and see exactly what they've got going on. Like I said, we're going to be bypassing the drive section, so, and straightening up some of this mess that's in here. But all right, guys, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break for the evening, and I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. That way we can go ahead and regroup tomorrow. Like I said, I've been in the shop 12 hours today. I think that's actually more than enough. So let's go ahead and call it quits for the evening. I know I've had a couple people text me and say that we're having issues with the Facebook or with YouTube, so that may be the reason why we're not having near the numbers that we've got. But all right, everybody, I appreciate it. Like I said, I may go ahead and work on this live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'll be in the shop working on this, but we'll definitely get back in here a little bit later on, whether it be here on YouTube or on Facebook. So, guys, I appreciate it. Like I said, y'all have a great evening. We're going to pull up some more info, think about that, study on it tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening, everybody.